All right, guys, we've got the Revic ACURA BLR10B. I want to give you an overview of what's new in this Gen 2 product. The main thing that we've done is we are chasing the optical excellence that you want out of a binocular and the ranging performance that you want from a rangefinder. So to that end, we've increased the laser range-finding power output almost 2 times, from 70 to 135 watts. We've changed the laser beam shape from a traditional round beam, which you get in most laser rangefinders, to a horizontal flat beam. We've changed our display to accommodate this, and so now we've got a rectangular aiming mark in our display as well, so the display accommodates that as well. With those changes, this thing ranges like it was already great, and now it is exceptional. It is a top range-finding binocular. The second thing that we looked at was optical side. And with that, we improved our light transmission. We had to change our prism, we had to change a few glass types and some coatings, but we were able to get another 5% improvement over the Gen 1 in light transmission. So it is competitive with anything on the marketplace. The next thing that we did was focus on the resolution, because that's another key optical parameter when you're trying to decide, hey, is that Coues deer big enough to chase or not, right? So you want to be able to resolve the tines and tine length and understand that that's a tine and that's a branch, etc. So on the resolution, we were able to achieve a 10% improvement on resolution, which makes it exactly the same number that we're measuring on our scale with any of the European binos. So resolution is as good as anything that we've been able to measure anywhere. So with that, we've improved our optical performance significantly, and we've improved our ranging performance. And now when we look at the user interface, we felt that our first display had everything that we needed, but because there weren't enough digits, it had to cycle through some of the data. We didn't like the way the wind rosette input looked. We did a lot better job on the BR4 display, so we brought some of those features in there. If you crack open your quick start guide, there's a display overview that shows you how we put our range information up in the top left, whether it's a smart range, angle modified range, AMR range, or a line of sight range. It shows up here. We've got all of our targeting modes that are displayed there, so you know what mode you're in. You don't have to change it to see it. You've got your battery, your Bluetooth. We've got this new wind rosette, which is very nice to use. We've added some half clock positions at 11:30, 12:30, 5:30, 6:30. Both your windage and elevation corrections are shown on the display once you take a range, so it's there. There's some arrows that indicate up or down, left or right. Your solution units are displayed, so you don't have to keep track of the units that you put out there, and also your other units like your temperature, etc. It shows whether it's a meters, yards, or US or SI units. So the display is comprehensive. It's got everything that you want. It's got a really nice aiming mark. It's got some crosshairs that show up to show you that the laser's firing. And as we go through some of the different videos, I think you'll understand, all the different characteristics of the display, the limitations and the advantages of how we've set that up. So I think we've done a great job of giving you the information you need to be successful in that display. The last things that we've done on this Gen 2 is we've interfaced with some of our other devices. So we have the Radical Connect, which is really cool. We've got Bluetooth here. We've got Bluetooth in our smart scope. So if you're in the traditional spotter location, kind of within 5 feet of that shooter, we have the Bluetooth talking, so you can dump your range right into that smart scope. There's a handful of scenarios where that could really save a hunt situation. It's a pretty fun way to use technology to have those devices talking when you're at the shooting range to get validation, comparity between both devices. We've got this new feature, we've termed this Raypoint, where we have a mapping software in the new app. You pull up the map, it knows where you're at. The binocular can measure the vector, so the distance and the azimuth to a point that you drop. And based on that, it can drop that pin in the device. Now, if you've done your compass calibration, my expectation is that you're plus or minus 2 or 3 degrees. So as you get a long ways out there, 2 or 3 degrees can be quite a bit in feet. Once you walk up, let's say you're doing a recovery and you walk to that point, well, technically you could have a little error on each side. If your compass isn't calibrated, it could be plus or minus 10 degrees. So just as a caution, be aware of how to calibrate your compass. And I would say do it often in the field. You go to a new set of mountains, you've got a new magnetic field situation, do a calibration. It's super easy to do. But when you do that, you can drop a ray point on our mapping target that is within feet of where you're looking. It's really cool for planning. It's cool for mapping out a target range, a competition, etc. And you can store all those ray points in a target list, a waypoint list. And so you can go in there and store those, organize those, and share them with our QR sharing code system that we have. Okay, those are two really great features that we've added in the app. The last one is a real technical feature. It's called Revic Smart Range. So we invented this concept of the shoot-to range. In 2011, we introduced the first ballistic rangefinder that did a real calculation, and it also included this concept of a shoot-to range that gives you a true ballistic solution for a ballistic turret. Because ballistic turrets are so fast to use in the field for hunters, they guarantee success in more situations than just dialing MOAs. So we needed to have a real solution that would push our ballistic solution out from 500 or 600 yards to 1,000 yards. And now with all of the corrections that we add with the new binoculars, with the new ballistics, you can get to a mile and still expect that ballistic solution to be exactly what your bullet's going to do. So we need the ability to continue to make turrets work in hunting situations in light of the need to change ammo, the need to adjust for different speeds from new lots of ammo, to shoot our rifles in different configurations. Let's say I shoot with a suppressor in Wyoming, but I got to go do a sheep hunt this fall. I got to take the suppressor off. Now you've got a different zero for the rifle, and the new Revic Smart Range can accommodate all of those different changes. The device knows what you've got installed on the gun. It knows what your ballistic turret was made for. And then as soon as you tell it what your configuration is, it can accommodate a correction for that and just do it in real time. Just switch profiles, take the range, dial to the distance, and shoot. So it's a very fast way to be successful hunting. It's a really great feature that we've been accessing for the last couple years in the prototype development of that. I cannot operate and function without Revic Smart Range. It's that good. So there's the core new routines and app developments that we've made for compatibility with the Revic ACURA BR10 Gen 2 range-finding binoculars. In our next video, we're going to go through menus, buttons, navigation, so that you're going to get a feel again for display, for how the system's organized, and the different settings that you can access and that you can function with.